It's your bestie in the pack and I'm smoking her toe. What's poppin'? Lock and droppin'. Welcome to my Orange is the New Black video. Not sure if you can really see the background, but I tried like putting up a tapestry kind of to make it look like I had shit going on, and it kind of just made me look like I'm covering a bunch of garbage, which I am, but bear with me, please. If you haven't watched Orange is the New Black, I don't know why you would be here, but you're more than welcome to stay. And to those of you that have seen it, what was your favorite season? Mine was probably the second season. Even though it wasn't that interesting, it was still the part where I fell in love. If that makes sense. Let's get it. If y'all like my earrings, y'all should check out Anna Be Smokin' on Instagram, and her TikTok is Lil Indiana, I think. Okay, let's get into it. So one of my most top asked questions is prison anything like Orange is the New Black? I went to a juvenile prison, so I don't think you can necessarily compare that too much, but yes it is. Obviously, it's a lot more dramatized and exaggerated, but I would say the first and the second season were probably the most similar and the ones I most related to. The rest of the seasons were still similar to the prison experience. I think it was more mental than actually being able to compare what I was watching to what I'd been through. It was more the character development and stuff like that. Before I rant your ear off, let's get into all of the similarities between prison and Orange is the New Black. Keep in mind, this is my personal experience. I went to a juvenile prison at 14 and housed I think 13 and 14-year-olds up until you were 25. That's the oldest you could be there. So set the scene for yourself type shit and understand I am talking about teenagers. Okay. If you've been in prison and you don't think this relates, make your own fucking video. Do your own research, because I bashed through this entire series in about a week. And I did a lot. There was a lot of crying. There was a lot of laughing. I almost self-harmed a couple times, bitch. So, do your own research. That goes for anything. But let's get into it. I feel like this is obvious, but the first similarity was rude officers. I don't think they were that fucking rude. Like, the officers on the show were a lot. I think they handed out shots a lot. They were less tolerant of bullshit. When I was in prison, we could get away with a lot more. We could say a lot more than these girls were allowed to say. I don't remember being specifically like cussed at or necessarily screamed at, but they were definitely rude and stuck up. They purposely wouldn't tell you the time. They purposely wouldn't tell you shit. It was dehumanizing, but I definitely wouldn't say it was as bad as Orange is the New Black. That made me really fucking sad. Number 2, strip searches. I fucking hated strip searches. Fortunately, we didn't have to do them all at once. I remember a couple scenes. It was all the ladies together naked. I think you do that when you're in jail. If you have Huber, which is work release, I think you all have to get changed over together. But as far as my experiences go, anytime I've ever done a strip search, it's been one-on-one with a woman and a woman only. No men ever in the room at all. That's like, that really blew me. The amount of strip searches in the show that men were involved in made me super uncomfortable, and that's not something that normally happens or should happen. And I'm not sure if that's fucking legal. Like, I never heard of no shit like, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what's really going on? A lot of strip searches, really unnecessary. We had to spread our cheeks and cough. I don't think I ever saw them cough, but I'm not completely sure. So yeah, it was this whole situation. And a strip search takes a long time. Like, it's an entire process, and they did them so much. So I definitely relate that to the show. Is anyone else's cat like dead fucking retarded? Like, I'm gonna scratch at the door so she opens it, and then when she comes to open it, I'm gonna fucking run away. I literally wanna fucking... That's how I feel on the inside. No cap. It's like, no cap all no cap all straw, bitch. That's not even funny. Okay, this one's really random, but going by last name, I fucking hate, stop, like, that's not my fucking name. I hated it. It wasn't really a big part of the show, but it's definitely something I noticed, and it made my skin crawl. Yeah, they called everybody by their last name. I feel like there was some people that they would call by their nicknames. Like, you know how in the show they called Crazy Eyes, but for the most part, they would call everybody by their last name. They did the same thing in prison. Like, they would call Tukey, even though that's not her fucking name, but they would call other people by their last name. So they definitely picked and chose. I'm not sure if that's favoritism or maybe their name was just catchy. I don't take personal offense to it, but hate being called by my last name. That's fucking weird. In the show, they definitely called them inmates a lot. I don't recall being called an inmate too often. I don't think we would have let them get away with calling us that, because that's another, that's a difference between the show. Because we could talk our shit a little bit, because you're not gonna call me an inmate. I don't know about all that, buddy. You might not have noticed this other one too, but the TB test, the tuberculosis. I can only say it once if I'm lucky. If you've never had a TB test, they basically take this needle and they do it right here on your forearm. And that kind of sucks if you have tattoos. But they stick a needle under your fucking arm and then they inject some random shit. I don't even know what it is. They inject some fucking ghastly shit into your arm. And it bubbles up. Like, you would literally have a bump on your arm, and if it goes away, you don't got it. And if it like gets bad and like maybe you get a rash or something, then I guess you got tuberculosis. I don't know. It was a big deal. Everyone gets one right when you get to the prison. Not like on your first day, but within your first 3 days, like when you're getting
initiated,
processed, whatever you want to call it. Same fucking towel rack. Oh my god, watching the show was so fucking, yeah, if you were wondering if it was triggering, yeah, it was, because why the fuck we had the same shower rack? I'm pretty sure that might have been in jail though. I can't remember what we put our towels on in prison. I really can't. I know in jail, 100%, we had the same. You take your towel, you have to like shove it underneath and it holds it. So fucking whack. So whack. Along the same topic, we had the same fucking blankets, those wool striped blankets. That's also in jail. In prison, we had comforters. So I just want to note that though. Still similar, but that one was in jail. Juvenile and adult. Any jail I've ever been to has had those nasty fucking wooden wool blankets. Fortunately in prison we didn't have those, but it's still something I wanted to mention. Next on my list, the shoe is the same thing as the hole, or security, also known as solitary confinement, which basically is like being in jail when you're already in prison. Super weird concept, but I guess it makes sense, like why they have it. Everything was exactly the same, except we didn't have toilets in our cells. We had to flick on a call light to use the bathroom, and they had separate bathroom cells. But same idea, you were in there by yourself with fucking nothing, just staring, and it felt exactly the same. When you watch the show, how they portray it and how the people feel in like the hallucinating, that was really fucking accurate. And I never hallucinated, I'll say that much, but it gets scary in there. Like when you're in a room by yourself for days on end, and they would only let you out for an hour a day. You could shower in that hour. Sometimes the teacher would come down and do school. I don't think school counted towards your hour out, but during your hour out you could be on the phone, take a shower, write your letter, send anything out, shit like that. You couldn't really do much else. And we were allowed to have one book. Anyways, I didn't mean to go on a rant about being in the hole, but yeah, same fucking thing. The fucking baloney. Oh my god. Oh my god, that baloney is so fucking real. Oh my god, and it's so fucking bad. It's not even real baloney. It's the nastiest shit ever. I don't know how to explain it. It's thick. It's dry. It's fucking textured. The fucking absolutely not. It's so nasty. It stinks like shit. It stinks so fucking bad, dog. It's so nasty. Oh my god, no. Get that fucking baloney out of my fucking face. I literally don't. If you, bitch, oh my god. How to get your ass beat 101. No, bring me some fucking baloney because I'm knocking your fucking socks off. On my mama's grave, you got me so fucked up. That shit, like, that's nasty. Like, there's two things that ain't ever touching my fucking mouth. Potatoes and fucking bologna. I almost forgot what I was talking about. And yes, I hate potatoes. And yeah, I do like French fries, but only like 4, and then I get sick of them because they're nasty. And the texture is fucked up. I completely forgot about this until I saw it in the show, and I was like, unlock the memory. Holy fuck, that's crazy. Talking through the vents. This is another jail thing. We didn't do this in prison because we would pass notes through the roof, which is kind of similar. So either way, I want to talk about it. But we did this in jail when I was in juvenile. I don't even know how it started, and it was so crazy because I've already been at that jail how many fucking times. Like, spent so many months on months here. I've been in this bitch. I'm a vet. They know me. You know what I mean? Fucking, I go here. It was like one of the last times I was there. All of a sudden, I'm hearing hollering through my fucking vent. I'm like, what the fuck? I start hollering back. Turns out the guys from the other pod are like trying to find people to talk to. Like, they must have seen it on a TV show, I'm sure. But we sat there and talked through the fucking vents, and it was so great. And like, it was like talking on the phone. It was so sneaky. I don't know. I loved it. It was one of my favorite little memories, even though I forgot about it. This one's obvious, but you're not allowed to touch. I feel like you're locked up. Who are you touching? We'd still do it. Sometimes we would get permission to braid each other's hair, which was really nice, but it was like once every 5 months. It happened maybe 2 or 3 times. You had to keep your nails short, and honestly, there was only one guard that cared about having your nails short, and her name was Miss Callahan. And if you see this, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, old ass bitch. No, ooh, not my lash lifting. Shh, don't tell anybody. It took me so many tries to get these bitches stuck today. I really don't want to hear it. But anyways, Miss Callahan's a fucking bitch. She's an old ass, cranky ass bitch. No, because how cranky do you have to be to like, I understand, like, the prisoners aren't allowed to have long nails because of safety reasons, but this bitch really tried to tell other guards that they couldn't have their nails long because whatever the fuck. They're like, she was like, are you gonna cut those? Bitch, you're gonna cut these fucking nuts. The fuck are you talking about? No. And I didn't even like the guard that told me all that shit, but I was like, I'd get these bitches longer. Get the fuck out of here. Also about seg, I did kind of mention this already, but how you feel, they did a really, really good job of portraying that all together. The character development, like I said, was really fucking amazing. Not amazing in it, like, to see, but like, that was real. Facts. Especially So. Oh my god, broke my fucking heart. Literally, like, her first day, she was like, last time we saw this bitch, she was fucked up. She was fucked up. And oh my god, it makes me feel like my soul has been ripped apart and somebody ate it, and I have to really remind myself, like, it's just a show. It's just a show. But it's not just a show. It's people's fucking lives. And shit hurts. So I don't think anybody should spend that much time alone ever. That's not fucking healthy for you. Ever at all. And now I'm really fucked up in the head, and I have 0 social skills. But you'd never know. Maybe. I don't know, probably. That's the problem. This is a life hack, but putting ramen seasoning on your fucking food, whatever it is, soup, chicken, stew, mac and cheese. Oh my god. No, for real, that shit is fucking bussin'. People would like use them for buy sell trade if you must, you know what I mean? That was another thing we did. Trading shit, making bets or whatever. But yeah, putting ramen on your food was a motherfucking specialty. That shit was a delicacy. Also, I'm drinking Mountain Dew this time. You know what's crazy is I never drink soda, but the last 2 times I have been. This one's really fucking random and you might not remember what I'm talking about, but y'all know the blonde-haired junkie, not Nikki. Everyone knows her, but the one that was best friends with Pentatucky and then ended up being best friends with that other brown-haired junkie girl. I can say it. I used to be a junkie too, it's alright. Nobody yell at me. But yeah, they used to be best friends. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's not that big of a deal. I just want, if you remember, you remember. But we both left our ID in a backpack with drugs. I too made that mistake. I don't give a fuck if they knew who I was. I just gave a fuck about getting away and didn't. No, I got tackled, right? I was high as fuck because I was doing drugs behind the Pizza Ranch dumpster, dog, and the police came for me. They chased me through the fucking woods, bro, and I tried to run away, and I got tackled by a big fat man, and I was so fucking scared. I just started flopping on the ground like a fish, and I pretended I was overdosing. That wasn't my intention, but I was just like, I don't know, play dead and shit. And they brought me into the ambulance, and they Narcaned me. And until my grandma almost died, it was fucked up. Like, I think I was all right. I was definitely in a psychosis though, but that's beside the point. If you're ever going to have drugs, do drugs, or just be a criminal in general, don't carry an ID with you. This next one is also super specific, but the food changed halfway through and got really fucking nasty, which is the same as when those new prison people took over and they were getting all that slop. That literally is what happened to us, except they did fire the original cook, or maybe she quit, I'm not really sure. And the second cook that they brought in, this is like 6 months into my stay, was so fucking shitty and nasty, and our food was fucking terrible. I tried going on a hunger strike. They thought I was anorexic and ended up taking my Vyvanse away, which was probably a good idea, but I was still really fucking mad. And they would show me pictures of like Eugenia Cooney and be like, this is what you're gonna look like. They're gonna have to go to the hospital. They're gonna have to tube feed you if you don't start fucking eating. They would literally yell at me like, bro, do you not know what a hunger strike is? Also, that is kind of a similarity to the show because they did a hunger strike. And I forgot. I tried to do a hunger strike by myself. And it didn't really work. It didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, my friends. But that is another similarity. So, 2 in 1. I'm almost done here if you're getting bored of me. We too had movie night. Except it wasn't a movie, it was a show, and it was Empire. Them bitches loved Empire, and they got all the guards in on it, and they would let these bitches out to watch Empire. And even if you didn't want to watch it, you could still get out of your room, and they would have, we could eat our snack. We had snack every night, but sometimes on movie night, they would give us a little bit extra, and they were just nicer to us, and it was really fun. We also had like other, like, movie nights, and we could watch movies and pick movies, but it was just something special because Empire was after the time that we had to be in our cells, so they let us out later than we were supposed to be, and that's just one thing that's really nice. When they do shit like that for you, it really means a lot. So that was really special, and it was a good show. Fuck it. But we too had a lake next to the prison. I thought that was super fucking weird. Do all prisons have lakes next to them? Except our lake was clean. I remember these bitches had like leeches on them or whatever the fuck, but we had a lake next to the prison and it was clean and you could swim in it. And actually before, I'm not really sure if something happened why they stopped doing this, but they would take the girls from the prison and they had like cabins out there or something, but they would take them. I can't remember what lake it is up there. They would take girls down there and they would let them like go swimming, and I think they had like sleepovers there and did camping stuff, which was really cool because you didn't get out of prison. Furlough wasn't really a thing either. It was really rare that somebody got furlough. It was really rare that somebody left the fucking prison unless it was for medical reasons, which I got to leave once because I got electrocuted and it was pretty cool. Also similar to the show when they took what's her name to the hospital for her cancer. It was like the same thing, except you had to stay cuffed the whole time. I don't remember getting uncuffed, and I'm pretty sure they uncuffed her, but I also might be wrong. But another similarity I forgot about, toothpaste on pimples. In the show, they were doing entire face masks with the toothpaste. I feel like I shouldn't have to say this. Please don't cover your entire fucking face with toothpaste. That's gonna dry you the fuck out. But if you need a quick pimple solution, you can definitely put a little toothpaste on there. We had this very specific white toothpaste, unless you bought your own from commissary, and I don't know what the fuck was in this white toothpaste. And it had a weird texture too. I can't explain it, but it's very, very specific toothpaste. When you smell it, taste it, you know it's that prison shit. And for some reason, it was so amazing on pimples. Like, I tried to come home and use other toothpaste and it just wasn't the same. There's something about that jail toothpaste that is so good on pimples. I don't know, jail, prison, it's the same shit. We all get that Bob Barker special. And last but not least, we had the same mirrors, which I feel like it's kind of lame one. I should have saved a better one for last. We had the same mirrors. All right, good night, y'all. It was kind of shitty. I think in the bathroom we had a normal mirror, but I'm pretty sure it was glass that you couldn't break. But I'm not completely sure. But I know you could see a lot better through the glass in the bathroom. But we also had mirrors in our room just so we could look at ourselves, do our hair in the morning, whatever the fuck it was. And those mirrors were the jail mirrors where you can't break them. You can't even really fucking see yourself and they're super shitty. But I guess they work. I had to watch myself grow up through a shitty ass mirror most of the time. I would like stare at myself for hours in that bitch. Because I don't really have any pictures. But yeah, we had the same mirrors. If you like this video, make sure you give me a like so I know. And I do have another part if you guys want it, because I also wrote down the differences and it's another good list. So if you guys want a part 2, leave a comment down below and let me know. But thank you guys for joining me and watching me. I'm gonna head to bed because I want to wake up in the morning and watch the sunrise and smoke some joints. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. It's Sunday for me right now. I'm probably gonna post this on Wednesday, but whenever you see this, have an amazing week, have an amazing life. What mazel tov, bitch, I don't know. Have a great day, and I love you.